And let's roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out, let's roll out.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is another episode of Food, Fitness, and Fun with your boy DRE.
Buyout!
Yeah, you know what that made me think about? Remember Dave Chappelle? He was like,
Yeah, he's making fun of, I forgot the politician.
the senator that was running.
Yeah, forgot his
He
name.
like messed up and didn't want to talk about it. He was like, yo, I'd have ran with that shit. I'd have just kept going.
Right.
It's like, and he just started saying "blah" after everything. It's
Right.
like, and I'm gonna go home and bring my wife over and
Right.
classic shit. But yeah, so I'm JD, and we're gonna get right into it. So Dre has our sponsored by cover today. Take it away, Dre.
Hey, all right. Today's sponsored by, it's kind of a mouthful, but I've presented stuff like this, just a different way that I like to make oatmeal. So this is oatmeal, but it's chocolate, anabolic, whey, and casein, strawberry oatmeal. So what it is?
All right, that was a mouthful.
Yeah. We'll put a picture up there, show you guys. So what it is I like to use, as we both do, plain, ordinary oatmeal. Boom. All right. And then I like to make it anabolic. And that just simply means I like to add more protein in it. And so I use a combination of both whey and casein protein. Whey is a fast-acting protein. So it's like as soon as you get it, as soon as it gets into your body, right away it gets absorbed. Where casein is a slow-acting protein. So it takes a little bit longer and it fills you up more because it's like it takes time. And so I like to mix those because usually I have that after a workout. And I want that protein right away to like feed those muscles. But then I want something to help me take me a couple of hours before my next meal. And that's why I like to add that casein. And then I just chop up fresh strawberries, throw it in there to give it more oomph, make it more hearty, if you will.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. A little sweet.
Yeah, it's a little sweet.
Little fiber.
Little fiber in there. It's more hearty.
You know
holds it, sticks in your stomach a little bit longer. So I like to add like big pieces of fruit like that. Sometimes people do apples or whatever, but I'm getting into the strawberries right now. I was gonna do blueberries.
But you already wild out with the blueberry.
Blueberries is already a thing now. But you forgot the blueberries.
Cat's been hitting you up about the blueberries.
That video that for my last video, our boy linked something in there in the comments. If y'all haven't checked it out yet, y'all should.
Oh right. When Wookie put the video in there, that shit was hilarious.
The blueberries.
You forgot the blueberries.
She was like, yo, I said blueberries already, and then she just went like that was her trigger word. Blueberries. Blah.
Oh, son, that shit was classic.
Oh man, that was beautiful.
What's funny is, what's interesting about the internet age? I never seen that video or heard of that video, and it just has mad wild views.
It's like 22 million, something crazy. I don't know.
It's hilarious, and it's a short video. It was like 1 minute
or less, and it's the best thing ever.
Oh man,
I'm gonna
that
work
was
that
great.
into something. I will. Blueberries, son. Blueberries. Yes, I love that.
We should put that on a shirt, son. You with your yogurt, you know what I'm saying? And just underneath put blueberries. That's it. I'm saying.
No doubt.
And then, but Wookie got to get like 10% of the profits though, or something.
So
we got to talk to him and work it out.
So good.
Because he inspired that.
Word.
But all right, man. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start with food. We got food out the way basically. So let's get into fitness. Real quick before we move on, can you break down the? So you said the name of not the whey protein, the other one. Can you break down what that is though? Because a lot of people are familiar with whey protein.
Okay, yeah,
but maybe not that other.
Yeah, so casein, right? So when let's say you're like when they're producing like milk, dairy products, you know what I'm saying? There is, different levels. So So you got like your milk, okay, liquid, boom. All right, we know where that goes. And then there's like all this like chunky type stuff. And the chunky type
Right.
stuff is what this whey and casein is. So the whey is it's like right over the liquid, and then the casein
Okay.
is like on the top. And so
Ah.
yeah, so all they do rather than like throwing it out, they're like, hey, this stuff has protein in it. We can sell it. And that's what they've been doing I mean, casein and whey protein has been around since like Arnold's time. You know what I mean? Since like,
I'm familiar with whey protein. I'll be honest, before now, I've never heard of casein.
yeah, casein has been around for a
So I
long.
figure if I don't know it, maybe some of our viewers don't.
Yeah. It's just a slow digesting protein. That's all. So,
Okay.
some people like to mix it. I like to mix it. It all depends on what your goals are. So some people will just only have casein because let's say that they're dieting and they want this, let's say, protein shake, casein protein shake to last them for a
Right.
while. And so when you drink a casein
Mm-hmm.
protein shake, it's kind of heavy on your stomach, right? So you don't
Okay.
need to eat for a minute. Where whey protein is not heavy on your stomach at all. You know, it's like you drinking like chocolate milk or something. It's like, boom, you
Right.
know, but you're getting your protein in. And so if you're like more in the bodybuilder thing, you want to put in as much protein as possible. So
Right.
bodybuilders choose whey because they can down a bunch of those. You know what I'm saying? They down
Right.
one now, 20 minutes later, down another one, 20 minutes later, down another one. Like, boom, I just got in 150 grams of
Right.
protein.
It's light.
No problem. You know what I mean? But the casein, you can't
Right.
down it like that because the way it digests in the stomach. So that's all the way it is, just different.
That was a great breakdown.
Yeah, just different digestion, you know what I mean, of how these both of these different types of proteins digest. But they're both coming from cows. It's, you know, it's not like it's coming from a different animal or something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you broke that down because that was going to be my next question actually because I know whey protein comes from cow. I had a huge debate with somebody about this years ago and they was like, "No, it's no way. It's crazy. Why would whey protein? Whey protein is in so many vegetable based things." I'm like, "Son, I promise you, whey protein is cow." And then they came back like months later and was like, "Remember when we had that conversation about whey protein?"
Like, where else
I was
would it
like, "Oh,
come from?
you finally went to GNC and read the back of that
Right.
shit, huh?"
Yeah. Like, where else would it come from, man? It's like the
Anyway,
dairy product. That's what we do in this country.
whatevs. Right. Anyway, don't get me started on
Yeah.
that. So let's get into some fitness stuff. So, you know, coming from a personal point, you know, when we used to all work out together back in 2013, 2014, the squad, most of us would stretch after that long workout. We used to spend 2, 3, 4 hours in the gym, both weights and machines, and then hit cardio. We've spoken about all of that, but we haven't spoken too much about stretching. And I remember there was a couple people who wouldn't stretch. They were anti-stretching. It's like, nah, I'm not trying to stretch.
Yeah.
I don't have any interest in stretching. Y'all do y'all little stretches. I just stand here and wait for y'all, or I'm gonna start changing. I'll see y'all in a minute. And I remember one specific person. I don't need to say their name because they watch. I remember they wouldn't stretch, and then they would complain like, "Man, when we do legs or when we leave after the elliptical, I could barely go down the stairs." I'm like, "Cause you ain't stretched, motherfucker. You gotta stretch." And so keeping it on me now, as of late, when I go to the gym, I don't spend 4 or 5 hours, 2, 3 hours. A lot of times I spend 1 hour. My schedule is really busy. I got a lot of different things going on, different pods, different business projects I'm working on, still got a 9 to 5. And so I'm going to be honest, lately, even though I've been better at getting in the gym, I haven't been stretching much. And I said, man, I can feel the difference. Like I have a pull-up bar in my crib. And the other day I came home and was like, yo, I feel so fucking sore. Let me just stretch on the pull-up bar like we would at the gym. And man, it was like a world of a difference in just 1 minute. Wasn't even our usual long, like, couple minutes, we stretch.
Yeah.
Especially you stretch longer than any of us. Yeah. But I just stretched for maybe 1 minute. And man, I felt so much better. And I was like, yo, I don't know how much we've spoken about stretching on the pod. And we probably should get into it. And so, I got stretches from Dre. So Dre's definitely going to dive in on this topic. But I think that we should speak about not only the stretches we do, but the importance of stretching. And so I know physically, like I said, I can feel it. When I don't stretch, I'm sore for longer, like days, like instead of 1 day or 2 days, I'm sore for 3, 4 days, 5 days sometimes. Um, the muscle, and meaning the muscle group I worked on that day. I don't mean my entire body, but if I worked on back and biceps today, I'm sore in back and biceps for 3, 4, 5 days sometimes when I don't stretch. And I'm not going to say this is every time, it varies, obviously, but I know that when I do stretch, when I do stretch, I'm sore for way less. And even if I am sore the same amount of time, I'm not as sore. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel way more movable. I have way more movability. I feel way more flexible. I feel less restricted. If I did back and biceps and I go for a stretch, I'm not like, it hurts. I can stretch and I feel good. And so, you're gonna dive in. You the stretch master,
Nah,
so
no,
I'm gonna let you
no.
get into it. But
No.
we had a strict stretching regimen. I remember one time I took a lady friend to the gym, and she's like, "Oh, you stretch before or after?" Because a lot of people don't even stretch. I was like, "Oh, I stretch after." She was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna rock out with you. I'm gonna do elliptical, whatever." And then afterwards, she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "I'm stretching." She said, "What are you, a ballerina? You got your leg up on top of the machine and shit?" I said, I'm stretching. How do you stretch?" She's like, "I thought you just like touch your toes or something." I like, "What you doing, yoga?" I said, I'm getting a good stretch in.
Right.
And she had a blast.
Right.
She was having a good old time. I said, "Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be more flexible tomorrow
No,
because of these
no
stretches." And
doubt.
so if you want to laugh, listen, get your laugh off. But I'm gonna get my stretch off while you do that.
No doubt. No doubt.
So take it away, man.
Yeah,
Get him.
man. Okay, so I mean, as you know, and most people who know me know, a lot of my strength training or any training that I do is informed by my martial arts training. Right. So as long as I've been doing strength training, I'm doing martial arts training way longer. And
Right.
so because I come from a movement art, martial arts, dance, ballet, all these are movement arts. Anybody that's in
Right.
movement arts knows the importance of stretching. Um,
Right.
so let's start if you don't stretch, like what you mentioned, right? When you do your workout, when you're working out, especially you're doing like any, whether it's cardio or whether it is strength training, you're putting this like pressure on your muscles. It's a very catabolic sort of exercise because you're breaking the muscle down, right? And so when it's done and you just like, okay, boom, you walk away, when the muscle starts to repair, it can repair in a way that becomes really firm. You know what I'm saying? Really like hard, you know, and we want our muscles to be flexible. We want to be able to
Right.
reach for things and stuff like that. But if it repairs in this like really rigid way, then that's when you're getting like the pains because the muscle is seized. You just when you're working out, remember you just put that muscle through like a really stressful time. Like, yo, that was crazy. That was a lot. And so when it repairs, it can
Right.
repair like tight, like you know? And so we don't want that. And so that's when our stretching comes in because
Right.
when you stretch, and I'm glad you mentioned this, you always want to stretch at the end of your workout. Your stretch should be the last thing you do. I see people who come in, most people don't know, they stretch like that's their first thing they do. They come in, stretch first, and then they start.
Yep.
It's like, no, your body is cold. You don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
they say I've loosened up. I'm ready.
Yeah, your body is cold.
They start doing all of this. All right, I'm loose. I'm ready.
Yeah, and you're
Okay,
not.
I'm
You're not.
I'm good.
Your muscles are still cold. Your body is cold. You should not be
Right.
stretching. You should stretch. When you go in the gym, do a warm up, 5-10 minutes, whatever that is. Whatever warm up you want to
Right.
do. That's what I usually tell my clients. Like,
Mhm.
what should I do? What do you want to do? All right, we'll do that.
Okay.
What?
That's nice of you.
Yeah, once you do your warm up, it's because it's not about wilding out. It's just warming the body up. And people, no. Calm down. Warm up. I didn't say wild out. We didn't into the workout yet.
Right.
We're just warming up. But once you warm up and you get into whatever your exercise is, at the end, now your muscles are nice and warm. They're pliable. They're a little more pliable now. So rather than them repairing in this really rigid state, when we stretch, we have them repair in a more flexible state. You see what I'm saying? And so the regimen that I have is one that wants to stretch the entire body. Touching your toes,
Right.
yeah, we do want to do that, but what else do we want to do? We want to
Right.
elongate the back. We want to elongate that chest, we want to pull the leg, or not really hyperextend, but their hamstrings need to get pulled as well. And so
Right.
you do it based on what you can do. So the stretching that I've taught you and other people, I mean, I've taught a lot of people, and they all pretty much do the same thing that I've been taught. Somebody taught me, and that is, getting their full body stretched out, hamstrings. You feel it in your abs, you feel it in the back, your chest,
Yep.
and I'm emphasizing the back because that's where a lot of pain comes from, especially like the lower back. That's why you want to bend over and just kind of touch things,
Mm-hmm.
and you should be relaxed when you do it. It shouldn't be dynamic, meaning you're forcing yourself. Or if you notice, I've ever stretched with you, I've never put your body I never put pressure on you or something like that. I always let the person
Yeah.
grab things themselves. The last thing you want to do is give that person that extra inch, because then you can hyperextend and it causes pain. So,
Yep.
we go through it because what you realize is, let's say the first time you do it, you only can, let's say you try and touch your toes and you can't, but you can only touch like your shins. Okay. We go through that. We go through the whole thing again, and then we go back to touching our toes again. You realize, oh, wait a minute, I can go a little bit deeper now. Right. So now we go
Yep.
through the whole thing again, maybe go through it 3 times or 4 times, whatever you got time for. You realize by the 3rd or 4th time, you're getting deeper and deeper. So the stretch is getting
Yep.
better and better.
Right.
Once you do that, like you said, and like most of people that I train, who when they don't do it, they see the difference. They see like,
Yeah.
man, I didn't stretch, and my leg kind of hurts right here. I got this small, tiny pain here. We have, because it's not just muscles, by the way, it's also nerves. A lot of times people have problems, but they call pinched nerves. That's when 2
Yep.
nerves are just like pinched together, and that causes pain. You see that
Mm-hmm.
in joints a lot, where things meet.
Yep.
But when we stretch, we can align things properly so that we don't have things bombarding together. And that
Mm-hmm.
takes, some time. I don't spend a tremendous amount of time stretching, but anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. I know people say that's a lot, but the way I look at it is, okay, if I can do a 10-minute warm up, I should be able to do a 10-minute cool down. Right. And so,
That's a good way to look at it.
yeah, it's just like everything has a beginning, everything has an end. So we do a warm up when we start. We do a cool down when we're done. 10 and 10. Be
I dig it.
yeah. Give your body the opportunity to warm up, but then give it the opportunity to cool down, and then you avoid so much injury that way. You know, there's been times when myself, just like you, I'm in a rush. I can't do it, and I don't. And I remember I pulled my hamstring one time, just running,
Mm.
just playing with kids outside, just like, okay, I'm gonna
Right.
race you guys, and
Right. Freeze
or
tag.
whatever, we were just playing relay
Right.
races, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm just
Right.
playing with them, and I'm like, yeah, I'm about to beat you kids, and I ran, and I felt my hamstring almost like it popped. I was like, oh my
Oh.
God, that's never happened to me before. Why not? Because I
Right.
always stretch. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's never happened to me before because I always stretch. But I was in a
Right.
rush. I had to do this, had to do that, didn't stretch, and that's what happened. So
Right.
do yourself a favor. Always warm up before you start a workout. Always stretch and cool down when you finish your workout. It's one of the best in terms of, like, remember, this whole thing is injury avoidance. And so one of the best
Yes.
things you can do to avoid injuries is to stretch at the end. It's going to give you longevity, so that you can do what you like doing as you get older. You know what I'm saying? The people who are stretching now, I know people in their 80s, man. they just do all kinds of stretching. He's like, oh my God, that person is 80. How can they still do that? And it's like, because they never stopped. They've
Right.
always aligned their body. It's when you stop doing it, you get rigid,
Yep.
and the body rebuilds in this rigid fashion. So you want to keep your flexibility. You want to be able to move the way you like to move. Going up the steps, jumping down things, blah blah blah. As you get older, it's way more important to start stretching. That's my take.
Yeah. And you feel it, man. You definitely feel it. Like, especially like, I say all the time on here how I'm inconsistent. I missed a few gym weeks. Went back, did my, try to let my muscle memory do its thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's what I was benching. I'm gonna just go right back. I only missed 2-3 weeks. I'm gonna go right back. And it was a struggle. And I even sent you the stats. There was a couple things I was like, yeah, nah, I couldn't. Them 40-pound dumbbells, they was killing me. I couldn't do it. But I skipped the stretch, and I had to, I text you like, son, I can't do it. I am super sore because I skipped the stretch, ran out the gym, and for days I was like, yo, mad. Like, damn, I can't go to the gym. I'm so sore. Why the fuck am I so sore? Because you ain't stretched.
Right. And in our society, we're so used to taking a pill for everything. It's like, oh, well,
Right.
what's wrong? You got pain? Taking a leave, take a this, take a that.
Right.
And you're really just masking the issue. And, you
Yep.
can avoid all that if you just stretch at the end of your workout. Take 10 minutes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of time, 5-10 minutes.
Right. Yep.
And it's plenty of routines that you can do. You don't necessarily, my routine is the best.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. But,
right.
As long as you're getting your full body stretched out and pausing in the position. So like I said, it's not where you're moving around a lot. It's actually breathing. It's a form of meditation. Yep. Breathe through the stretches, relax. Remember, it's a cool down. So we're actually, as we're stretching, we're cooling our body down. We're getting our heart rate back down so we can walk outside and just be, chill, Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No doubt. And so I know there was another topic you wanted to speak about, which is not chill. In fact, it's about people really, really rushing. And so I'll let you lead that because I know that was something you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, what I'm seeing a lot of right now, as we go gung-ho into summer, right? I think the summer solstice is June 21st or something. So everyone is really like, oh man, I wanna wear my thong bikini. You know what I mean? I want to be shirtless on the beach. I want to do this. I want this body. And as we see this every year. We're used to it. They want it yesterday, right? Everybody wants it yesterday. And what happens when that goes on? You start to rush your progress, right? You start to say, I want this by next month. I'm giving myself a month.
Right.
And that's a great way to do what, as I just said, to get injured and to hurt yourself by trying to rush your progress. You're taking your body, which you really, if you be honest with yourself, you know who you are. If you really wasn't doing much for a long period of time, and now the summer is here and you want to like rush your progress, so you start piling in a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna do cardio and strength training, and I'm gonna do kettlebells, and I'm gonna cross train, and I'm gonna do marathons and Pilates. It's like, yo, it's like you're bugging, and so you start doing way too much. And when you do way too much, you get zero progress, meaning your body can't recover from that.
Right.
And this is what people tend to forget a lot. It's not what you do in the gym or on the track or whatever. The secret to this whole thing is, how well are you recovering? Right. So to think that, well, you haven't done anything and now you're going to work out 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, you're going to do crazy stuff.
Right.
You're going to get zero. You're going to get zero in terms of your progress. You're going to be even more upset because it's not what you're doing, it's how well can you recover. And some people can recover pretty quick, but your body has to get used to that. There's no way you can go from
Right.
0 to 60 and be fully recovered. No, no, you're going to hurt
Nope.
yourself doing that. You're
Yep.
better off saying to yourself, okay, yes, I wanted to wear my thong bikini. I may not be able to look the way I want to look in that thong bikini. So, not say you can't wear it, but whatever your image is in your mind, just take half of that off. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, get halfway there. And you probably won't even get halfway there, because the thing is, if you're talking about in a month, yes, you can make some progress, but you're better off doing one or two things. You know what I'm saying? And then thinking about how well can you rest? Are you getting that 8 hours of sleep? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Are you able to, rest in between your sets enough so that you're recovering? I mean, I see people working out, man. I don't know if they're doing cardio or they're doing strength training, because they just jumping from one thing to another.
Right.
Just, okay.
Super
Yeah,
sets.
I'm doing over here. Then I'm going over here and I'm going over here. And they sweating. They're like, yeah, oh man, I'm doing car. And it's like your body you can't get nothing from that, because you're going way too quick. Your lactic acid that's in your muscles is building up, and you actually need to have time to let that drain out. This is why we take our rest in between our sets. A minute, 2 minutes, maybe 3.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Yeah. If you're doing something like legs, oh yeah, you're going to need that 3. Because those are big muscles. Something like arms, yeah, you probably just need a minute, because arms is not that big. But like your legs, your legs, your glutes and all that, these are huge muscles. It's going to you're going to need some time, because that lactic acid builds up. It needs a lot more time to get out, and then when that builds out, what else you need? You need that glycogen to come back into the muscle, so you're ready to do another set. So if you don't give yourself enough time to do that, your body is not recovering, and so you're actually just crashing your Ferrari. You know what I mean?
That's it.
On some wall,
like Dr. Strange off the cliff.
You know what I mean? I'm on some like Wolf of Wall Street joint. You know what I mean? You think you're killing it,
just banging up everything.
Yeah, you think you're killing it, man. I was just killing the game. And then when
he's like, I don't understand. I had such a smooth ride home. Nothing went wrong. We spoke about this on the pod before.
I know. That's why I brought it up again.
Banged up everything.
Yeah, and then when you snap out of it and you look around, be like, yo,
destruction.
My whole body is just done. I didn't get no progress. So my thing is, don't rush your progress. I know summertime's coming. Listen, the whole thing with this working out is enjoying the journey. You got to like what you're doing. Don't get so caught up into ultra fast results, because ultra fast results get into ultra fast injuries. And once you get injured, now you need 3, 4 months, 5 months
for recovery.
For recovery and repair. We don't want that.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Rushing progress, we all do it. We all look at the calendar. Like, you like to use the wedding example a lot. It's like, I got this wedding in 6 weeks. Or like, oh man, summer's coming and now I want to get it together. It's like, but you can't just do that. Like, it doesn't work that way. It's not a machine that you can just, all right, I'm gonna take everything apart and put it back together better. It doesn't work that way. You can't just be like, all right, get rid of these arms. Give me the Dre arms. Let me see. Get rid of this 2-liter gut. Give me the 6-pack. Get rid of these big legs and the cellulite. Yeah, give me the toned brolic boxer legs.
That's why people love the surgery, right? Because that's what surgery promises you. Surgery promises you that, oh man, you ain't got to do any of that working out stuff. Come here, give me a few thousand, and I'm gonna give you the body that you want. And people do it,
which is really a false
narrative. Of course it is, because what people forget is you still got to recover from that. You just had surgery.
You got to recover from that. Not only that, but you still got to make sure that you don't put new weight on.
Right. Let's just, okay, fine. Yes, you're right. You do have to make sure you don't put new weight.
Because I could go right now to Miami, and like you said, a couple thousand, I'll come back with the 6-pack.
Right. But what people don't.
But you know what's going to happen by the time my birthday comes in January if I don't work out?
Oh, that's all that's gone.
The 6-pack is going to be gone.
But even then, like I'm saying, first of all, people don't realize, like, you don't even get the results that you are going to see. The doctors will tell you, A lot of times they tell you afterwards, but it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you got to heal. You just had major surgery, and the healing process is going to take between 6
6 weeks.
months, 6 months to a year to get the full
Oh well, there you
results.
go.
To get the full, because
There you
otherwise,
go.
I mean, in a month you might feel better, but you're going to look all chopped up and diced up, and you see patches all over the place. Your
Right.
internals didn't heal, so you can't just be on the beach looking like that. You're going to
Right.
look disgusting. So the thing that you have in your mind that you thought, I'm gonna go to this plastic surgery and get, you still have to wait 6 months to a year. That's why I always tell people, look, and I had a client that actually did this to me, was like, yo, should I, you know, get a trainer like yourself, or should I go do the surgery? I said, well, it's all about what you want to do. Because either way, we talking 6 months to a year before you see the results you
Right.
want. Either way. Now, I know how much I charge, and I know it's way less.
It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper,
You know what I
baby.
mean?
I promise you.
You know what I mean?
I promise you. And after we train you, you're not gonna need the triple strength Tylenols.
Exactly. And
You're just gonna have to stretch and go
yeah,
home.
and
You know
maybe you
what
have
I'm
to take a month off of work or something like that because you went and got the tummy tuck and your whole stuff.
No, I'm talking about me or you. If me or you train somebody, they're not gonna need none of
Yeah,
that
so I'm
stuff.
saying. Yeah, so I'm saying. It's like you don't need the Tylenols. You don't need, the month
Right.
off.
Oh, no, it's way more than a month when you go get the surgery. I mean, nah.
I don't know how much time.
You got to stay. Well, it depends on what
Getting
you
right,
get done.
depending on what you
Like
get
if
done. Yeah.
I know somebody who had to stay in the wellness center during their trip to DR for like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I said. About a month. Yeah, about a month.
And then they had to come back and see how they can move around and stuff. So, if you're sitting at a job where you could sit at the desk all day, cool. But if it's somebody like you who works with kids and got to run around,
yeah,
you might
I
not.
know a lot of
You may not
people.
be
I
able to
know a lot
do
of people
that.
who've done it too, and they had to take like a month off of work. They had to just get
Mhm.
permission or whatever, and be like, "Yo, I got to take a month off."
Right.
And that's my thing.
Go get this BBL.
So you don't have to get tons of medication. You're not going to have to take a month off of work. You can live your life the way you want to live. But with both things, there's going to be alterations, because if you work out like we do, then you're going to have to make alterations to your diet, to your lifestyle, certain things you shouldn't have to do. Yeah, you just can't be like down in daiquiris every weekend. It's like, yo, it's going to take a level of discipline.
Sorry.
But
Yeah.
either you're going to get the discipline this way, or you're still going to take a level of discipline when you go into the doctor's office, because when you come out, he's going to give you a whole list of stuff you can't eat. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do a bunch of stuff, and you won't be able to walk around for, like you said, 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how severe your surgery was. So,
and what you got done, because that's the other thing. The more shit you get done,
the more
longer
time
you got to lay up, baby.
The more time it takes, because you hear people all the time. Oh, I just want to take the fat from here and put it over here, and take it over there and make it over here and put this over here. Okay.
Right.
Right. This ain't no George Jetson.
But you're not a transformer.
Right, exactly.
Not a transformer.
You just,
You know what I'm saying? Look at you.
Killing.
See what happens when you try to be a transformer?
Right. Just breaking things.
Right. And speaking of breaking things, let's hit this last topic.
Let's do it, brother.
Well, Dre want to talk about C19. And so C19 is back like it never left. Probably because it never left. I mean, if you're going to be real about it, let's be real. So C19 is back. And, out here in New York, it's hot in these streets. New York, New Jersey, PA, all of the tri-state area, the increase in cases is crazy. They're beginning to talk about hospitalizations again, deaths again, with new variants. And also studies are coming out saying that I read a study specifically about Pfizer. I know I shared it with you. Study came out, and I believe the article I sent you was from CBS News. We could go back and check, but I believe it was CBS News. and it stated that the Pfizer uh, shot and boosters run out in like 2 weeks. It said it's not doing to your system what they believe. After studying the situation, they see that it's running out super quick, and so your quote unquote protection is not really what it's supposed to be. And the mask mandates are gone. Most places you could rock out with no mask, and so uh, that's what Dre wanted to discuss.
I
So
mean,
that's what.
this is, and I say this for the fun segment because honestly,
Right, because this is fun for us.
this
I
is
know.
fun for us. I
Right.
know it's messed up and it's tragic, but the fun part or funny part is what a lot of people just believe in. You know what I'm saying? So the reason I feel like we should cover it because we've been talked about it from the beginning. I feel like our show
Yeah.
started during this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we've talked about it, and um, Cats was acting like we was on some like equilibrium, taking our Prosium, and as long as you take your
Right.
Prosium, everything's gonna be
Then it's all
fine.
good.
Look, hey,
Right.
Librians, you
Librians,
won.
you have
You
won.
won, baby. As long as you take the Prosium, you good now. We have survived. And so all this faith, right, that people put into this drug, and not so much more than faith, is more like, the bullying and the forcing people to make them take it because that's how much you believed in it. There couldn't be a different narrative. It was only the one that was being said was, you must take this because this works. It works. That's all you heard. It works. Okay.
Right.
And they also said, well, yeah, when you take this, we know that there are going to be other variants, but because you have this one, you're better off now because you'll be able to like fight
Right.
whatever new variants
Right.
come because
Right.
you took this.
Right. And so
Well,
you could deal with any Loki.
yeah, any Loki that come, you don't have to.
Alligator
You don't gotta worry
Loki,
about that.
girl
You ain't gotta worry
Loki,
about that. You know what I'm
you know what I'm
saying?
saying? Little kid Loki.
Pirate Loki.
All right.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. Oh,
President Loki, that was my
yeah,
favorite.
old man
President
Loki out.
Loki.
He was the first one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever. So here we are, all these variants, and now they're saying, well, yeah, sorry, but can you do us a
Are they sorry? But are they saying sorry?
can you do us a favor and take yet another booster? Because no, this is the one. No, before, okay, fine, whatever. But this one though, this is
Right.
the one that's gonna work. This is the
This is
one
the one. This shit right here, nigga.
right here.
This shit right here, nigga.
This one, oh man, it's gonna cure everything. And once again, because this is what we've been saying, and that's why I wanted to repeat it. Was like in the beginning, they were saying some dope stuff. They were saying things like
Right.
vitamin D3, exercise, you know, um, vitamin C,
zinc.
zinc, washing your hands. You know what I'm
You know what
saying?
I'm saying? Saying happy birthday to yourself.
Cleaning off equipment when you were finished with it in terms of the gym. Regular stuff that we like, okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
That you should have been doing any fucking
Anyway,
way.
right? But then they
Yeah.
abandon all that. They abandon all that for all these different, I don't know, Modernas and Pfizer's and, all these vaccines. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, and people can comment on it. Do you still, if you one of these people that have faith in it, do you still have faith, or has your faith been questioned? Because that's what I've seen, where people are just like, wait a second, I took the first one, not a problem. I took the second one because you told me to take a second one. Then I took a third one because you said, hey, I ain't gonna ask nothing from you.
You need a boost.
You need a boost. And so now it's the third one of this thing going through your system.
Right.
And those people still getting sick? I don't know, Sonny. Maybe you can explain it. I don't know.
I cannot. What's funny to me is that was my question. My question was, all right, cool. Which strain is it for? Because we knew more were coming. We knew more were coming. You know what I'm saying? We knew more were coming. We knew there would be more Lokis. And so, okay. So, yeah, Thanos killed the first Loki. Cool. But then there is this other Loki who got away with the Tesseract. What we gonna do about him? We gonna do about that Loki? Oh, actually, we gonna use that Loki to help us find the next Loki. Because the other Loki, she has been wilding. Okay. So how we gonna keep fighting these Lokis? Okay, cool. Take the shot. Well, you want to keep your job? Now you gotta take the shot. Okay. So people took shots. And then they said, actually, if you really want to stay good, you should take this booster. Okay. But so what we gonna do? We just gonna take 35 boosters every 6 months. We just gonna keep getting a boost. That's my question.
It's a great plan if you are someone from Pfizer, Moderna, or any one of these.
Oh, they've been living large, and that's the real conversation. Every couple months, I see in the Wall Street Journal, Moderna Moderna reports second quarter more than 4 billion in increase. Pfizer, Moderna. Every time a quarter ends, just look at the Wall Street Journal. And if you think I'm full of shit, the Wall Street Journal don't erase their shit. Go back and look. Go back and look. Since they came out, go look at the stats. Go look at what they're reporting in fuck annually. What they're reporting after a quarter. Oh yeah, Pfizer says their expectations were surpassed by 2 billion in profits. Their expectations were passed by 2 billion. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what
sound like you selling a lot of product in these streets.
Come on, brother. And what people need to also look at is the people who are on your FDA, right? Because the FDA has to clear these drugs. What people need to understand and know, and this is something else they can Google. You can look at a movie called The Corporation. The FDA, Pfizer, Moderna, and all this has something what they call a revolving door, meaning a person will work for Pfizer for a couple of years, leave that job, and go work for the FDA. Then they'll stay for the FDA for a couple of joints, and then they go back and they go work for Moderna. Then they go back and they work for another pharmaceutical company. Then they finish with that, they go back to the FDA. And so they have this revolving door. So all these cats know each other. All these cats have stocks and stock options in one another. So if you think the FDA is independent, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
They all know each other well. Okay. And so when you see that these drugs are, like I think the last thing I heard was, oh yeah, it's safe for kids 5 and younger now. So now
kids 5 to 11 are getting boosters now.
No, but I just read something where they're saying that kids 5 and lower, they just passed it like today or yesterday, where they say, okay, we got the data and it seems like we can give it to kids 5 and younger. Okay, so it's like, wow. So now, when you say that, oh yeah, the FDA, this faith and the FDA cleared it, so it must be good because the FDA cleared it. As if the FDA doesn't have a relationship, or an investment into these companies. They're the same people. Like you said, they break bread together. They're the same people. They leave out of one door and go back into the other. You know what I mean?
We still playing poker?
Yeah.
Bill, are you playing the poker?
Exactly.
Oh, it's golf week? I'm sorry. I forgot this Saturday's golf. All right, see you out there.
They know each other's families. They went to the same schools together. They hang out all the time. They golf all the time. Yo, like I said, don't believe me. Look up revolving door FDA pharmaceutical companies. That's all.
Right.
I'm an idiot. I don't know nothing. But just look that
Right.
up, and you'll be scarily surprised at the relationship.
By what you find about the Umbrella Corporation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I mean? The Umbrella Corporation.
Listen, I'm not good. Like I've said before, I'm not anti-vax. You know, if cats want to get it, then they should get it, and that's fine. But my thing is, what's the plan? We're just gonna keep taking boosters every 6 months. We're just gonna keep forcing people to not work. We're gonna keep forcing people to get this thing if they want to work. What's the plan? That's my question. My question is, what is the plan?
Here's my question.
Now, if it's just 49 boosters, all right, then hey, listen, have a blast.
Just the booster.
Because I mean, listen, right?
Boosters.
At this rate, it's every 6 months you need a booster.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
yeah,
what we gonna do?
Yeah. And so my question is, and maybe it's another Google, how does one strengthen the immune system? Does it take drugs to do that?
Good question.
So if we're
gonna leave that for y'all.
If we can figure out, I'm saying figure out because we've already figured it out. But if we, invest into the things that strengthen the immune system, maybe the immune system is ready for whatever comes. I don't know. It sounds weird to me, but it might just
And then
work.
my next question is, and maybe I'm just a McAsshole, but how long it takes to reach herd immunity though? Because wasn't that their thing?
That was the thing. It was the herd immunity. So we not at herd immunity? Oh man, I thought we was at herd immunity.
Not yet, huh?
Oh man, when we go get that?
Or was we? And now Sophie, the girl Loki, came and fucked it up.
Oh, so we in the multiverse now. All right.
It's always been the multiverse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
the multiverse of madness.
But the herd immunity was the spell that brought everything back together. How it can be broken again? I don't understand. It's just not making sense to me. What about
because
herd
we were
immunity?
talking about sorcery, not witchcraft.
Oh, that's it. Okay, there you go.
You see?
See, you explained.
Whole different ball game once you get into witchcraft.
Oh, okay. So there's no herd immunity when you talk about witchcraft. There's only herd immunity.
I'm asking.
There's only herd immunity in this universe, not in this one. Oh, right. Yeah, it's all.
Like I said, maybe I'm a McAsshole. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't understand any of it. You know what I mean? So maybe I missed a few episodes.
And is it me? This is the last question because I gotta go. But is it me or Fauci disappeared?
It's Fauci.
I ain't seen Fauci in mad long.
Because Biden made him some fly ass position, and then he.
Oh, that's what happened?
Yeah, that was one of the first things Biden did was like, we're going to make Fauci the chiefs of vaccine.
The chief of chiefs.
Chiefity. I was like, okay.
He gave him the infinity gauntlet.
Right. He just like, go do what you want. And then he was like, well, beep boop, papa, beep boop, boop. I don't know where he's at. You know
right.
what I mean?
I'm out.
So I don't know where he's at. But he hasn't said anything about any of these things.
I haven't seen him. That's why I'm asking.
Maybe he's just tired of talking. Oh, well.
Until next time, y'all. Thank you for listening. And if you got to answer to some of our wild questions, please drop them in the comments. Let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Educate me.
Because we don't know. All we know is Umbrella is out here doing a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm stuck.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out how to get out of Raccoon City.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all. You know what I'm saying? Escape from Raccoon City.
Trying to escape. Been stuck here.
That's it. So, thank you again for listening. Always been a pleasure. And we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.